kind of fucking hurt. Okay. What's up, everybody? It's Ready Monkey. It's Ready Monkey here, back in again, and so I'm just gonna do a short-ish video, a live stream video. Anyways, I'm just gonna show a kind of detailed tutorial-ish on how to Nobushi, as the title says. Now, I played Nobushi for a long time, and I know how Nobushi is. She's very painful. Alright. So let's get a Nobushi bot in here. Level 3. There's one thing that most people never know about Nobushi is she has a decent armor set. I know. Calm down. She has a decent armor set, for most of it being copy-paste. But yet, with Nobushi, colors are necessary if you want to look good. Alright, so I'm going to show off the chain that I do when I am basically starting up on the fight. So what I want to do first is throw a heavy, backstep light, and those chain in also very fast. Now with Nobushi's heavy, her heavy chains into a lot of things. Now, after the backstep light, go this, and dodge forward light. Because Nobushi is able to basically... She's able to end up chaining everything together by her dodge attacks. And she has multiple of them. So basically, you want to go... basically like that. I'm doing it like that because the bot's guard is on the other side. Any other time, I would throw it over here. Now, if you're fighting a shield character, throw out the heavy like that, but feint it. Because 9 times out of 10, they're gonna go for a shield flip or any kind of shield punish. So you want to go for a guard break, go for a heavy, and the backstep light. Now, most of the time you'll be able to get that if they don't end up, if they don't end up noticing it. Now, one thing you should also know is Nobushi's backstep light chains to any dodge attack of hers. So, backstep light, and down to there. That is mostly useful if you're fighting somebody that they want to apply a lot of pressure onto you, but you know how they work. So, backstep light, down to there. Or, backstep light, or over to there. Now, if you have the dodge happy spammer, you can either go like this. Okay, I need it. Now, sometimes it's good to whiff the heavy so you can get the undodgeable. But I'm going to show you something that's very useful. Nobushi's kick is one of her most useful abilities. It can chain after a heavy. It can chain after a light. And it can chain after a zone. It can chain after the backstep light. No, it can't. Can it chain after the sidewinder? Yes, it can. Can it chain after the dodge forward? No, it can't. Nobushi is a very, as I would consider, a strong character. She has good offense and she has good defense. Because if you ever want to punish somebody, you can wait and go for that. Because they might go for a guard break. Well, they might go for a dodge. Or they'll try something else. Or you can just be a sneaky little fuck and go like that. Because due to Nobushi's new reword, she is pretty much a god tier, basically god tier on any skill chart. Now, one thing you can do out of Nobushi's hidden stance is you can prolong the heavy. Now, most of the Nobushi mains that I know of, we will usually throw that over there and feint it, because people will usually have troubles trying to get the parry time down. So then you can go for a parry and get a light. Or, if you're confident enough, go for a guard break, get yourself a heavy. Or go for a guard break and get a heavy backlight. Now, I know that it is very confusing of Nobushi, but it's just how Nobushi usually is. She's a very confusing character. Now, one thing I should... one of the most broken things about Nobushi right now is, let me just show you. You cannot escape her kick punish anymore. You cannot escape it. So throw a heavy, kick, and throw another heavy, and they cannot dodge out of it. And you know what you can do after that? Another kick. This is why I love Nobushi. She is broken and beautiful at the same time. And I don't know why people constantly end up saying, oh, Nobushi is such a low tier, F tier character. No, if you play her right, you are a god. It's why in most of my gameplay, you usually see me playing Nobushi, because she just throws out and dishes so much damage. Now, let me turn my opponent's health back on and throw a bleed light. Now that does 5 damage. Let's throw a heavy. That does 29 damage. 29 damage along with the bleed. Now, how much does it do with the raw heavy? 24 damage. So basically, when your enemy is bleeding, you get a solid 5 stacks? 5 damage? 5 extra damage on your attack. So, opponent health regenerate on. Okay. So, now we go for bleed, and then her attack right there did 15 damage, which is almost half. No, not. Nearly half of her heavy. So basically, her raw heavy, 24. Heavy on bleed, 29. Light, so far, so basically same thing. So, light, 12 damage. Straight up there. So, we go for a bleed. And we go for it again. 6 damage. Because with the stack damage on the backstep light, thing is, you apply so much bleed to where if you apply it twice, now they are taking 4 damage. 4 damage per second. That is nutty. It's basically right there. I made them take 4 times 4, 16. I made them take 16 damage without me basically doing much. So in any other case, Nobushi's bleed works pretty well on a offensive standpoint. Which brings me to another point of Nobushi's zone end. It is crap. It is the worst thing ever. Like, you think considering the end part of her zone is very much parryable. Because if you've played against a Nobushi, you know if that zone gets thrown out, there's either going to be the kick mix-up, the Sidewinder mix-up, or a heavy mix-up. Nobody ever throws the light on, well, throws the end part of the zone. If you do, well, you're doing something wrong.
Dicks.
Oh. I'm doing a video on how to Nobushi.
Yeah, no, I saw.
And that should be basically it of how Nobushi works. I would just recommend mostly looking at her hero-specific traits, because that's how I basically learned how to play Nobushi. And also, one second. I'm exhausted. Oh, get back here. On a ground one, well, on a guard break punish, you can get yourself guaranteed 2 heavies and then a light bleed if they're out of stamina. But make sure the heavies are on the same side. Otherwise, you're going to get yourself fucked over. Otherwise, you will not be able to get that last bleed. But then again, they just died right there. Okay. So we'll go for top. There. And you don't get it. Now if we do this, get over here. That kind of fucked up considering. So basically, throw him down. Heavy, heavy. There. Okay, I guess basically a way to get it guaranteed is throw it on the opposite side of their guard. And I think that is the most, that is very much what you should know about Nobushi. Parries are light. Bashes usually guarantee either a light without a wall or a heavy with a wall. And basically, this is how you play Nobushi. You don't have to play it exactly like me, but it helps. Goodbye.